When I look at our supplier development function, the global aspect of it is probably the most important to me. When we look at our client base, the focus on evolving into emerging markets, the focus on expanding into global programs and looking at consistency across their operations means we need to develop those supplier partners in all the different niche categories within each of the different vertical markets throughout the world. And so having a team based here in Europe, having another team based in APAC, identifying those suppliers, getting to know them, getting to know their capabilities, really, really important for us.
One of the key things that we'd like to talk about is really the success of our relationship with Kelly's as a supplier, but also why I think it works for the customer. There's a few factors at play, and Kelly's are central to all of those and the success of that delivery. So the first one, I think, being that Kelly seemed to have really struck the balance between who's important really, and recognise that it's not just the customer, it's also the supplier, but it's also the candidate or the worker as well. And I think whenever you deal with any of the on-site managers, they really approach every transaction with that type of ethos. And I use the word transaction, which is probably wrong really, because doesn't feel transactional when you're working with Kelly's. They do take the time to pick up the phone, communicate clearly with you. And I think that's the second key point really. It's number one is the relationship, and number two is the fact that they really do believe in communication. Again, we've worked with other vendor management situations, and they work well, but the thing that really sets this apart is the fact that people will pick up the phone, they will talk to you, they will send emails, and it's not just managed through a portal. There's very much an appreciation that people are at the heart of everything really.
We value our relationship with Kelly. We find that Kelly is a very, very straight-talking company, very, very honest company, and we welcome those sort of attributes.
Kelly Services has good programs. In my book, and I say this to many people, at any given day they're ranked number 1 or number 2 within the vendor-neutral platform because of their desk, good people, good structures. Since we're on so many programs, we're able to see the structure for all the programs, and they're pretty uniform. And that's what makes us very successful. We're ranked in the top 5 in about 9 different programs with Kelly Services right now. And I can see one clear, distinct difference between Kelly Services and all the rest of the players, and that's the people. 9 times out of 10, the programs make the people. And the people, not only are they warm and friendly, but they're also very professional, and they're trained very well. Some other desks, it takes us 3 steps where we can take 1 step. And Kelly Services is one where we've always been able to just take 1 step.
Kelly makes us successful. Kelly makes us look good. Very, very upfront and clear communication, what the expectations are from the program side, what the KPIs are. So we are well prepared in advance to answer or requirement or what not is needed for the program to be successful. They will always think about it and revert back if it is a good option or not a good option. And then they implement some of those strategies that we talked about. I think that makes us very successful in the program as a team.
When you think of the future, so take us out to 2020, what do these partnerships and relationships look like? Certainly they're going to expand. If you look at the categories where our partners are recognized this year, you see the online staffing community brought into the forefront for the first time. You see statement of work providers being a more prominent role within the supplier partners that we've recognized. I would anticipate that we're going to see new and different categories of supplier partners that are going to emerge, some of them in areas that we don't even know and can't anticipate today. And that's the responsibility of our supplier development team, is to stay out in front and understand what type of partnerships and relationships we need to bring forward to determine how best to deliver a talent supply chain for our customers.